Hi, it's Miss Julie. I got a new toy the other day. It's not a kind of toy that you might get where you can play with it. It's a grown-up toy. It's called a green screen. It's behind me. Do you see there's a green color? Normally when you see me, I'm in my kitchen and there's a counter back there and my stove is there and you might see a box of crackers or something. I put this green screen up behind me. It's kind of like the sheet that you might have on your bed. It's just a piece of material, but it's a green color. And the cool thing about a green screen is that when you film yourself, you can put a background behind you and make it look like you're really at that place. So you could do a picture of your living room. If you had a picture of your living room, you could put it on the green screen and it would look like you were in your living room, even if you were in the dining room or a different room of your house. I have a game for you today. I'm going to use my green screen to go different places and visit different people. And you have to guess where I am and who I'm visiting. You want to play with me? All right, here we go. Before we go, I want you to meet my dog, Maddie. Isn't she cute? She's a greyhound. She's 7 years old, and she really likes to go for walks. She's not really here with me. Well, she's in the living room over there. She's not really on the screen. This is the green screen, remember? But I put a picture up, and it looks like Maddie's really next to me. All right, we'll do the next one. Do you recognize this place? Do you see the river? And there's a yellow bridge and another yellow bridge. Do you see all the buildings? This is the skyline of the city of Pittsburgh. That's where we live. We live in Pittsburgh. Did you get that one right? All right, let's do the next one. Do you know where we are now? That's the scoreboard of PNC Park. That's where the Pirates play. They're not playing right now, but I think there might be some players who want to visit with us. Hang on a second. How cool is this? I'm with Josh Bell, and I'm not sure who the other guy is. But Josh Bell, he has the bat. He's number 55, and he's a really good hitter. Do you know this one? This is the outside of PNC Park. We're across the river from PNC Park, and you can tell it's a night game because they have the lights on. Can you tell where we are now? It looks like a Steeler game is maybe just about to start. You can see a bunch of people in their Steeler jerseys. Do you know the name of the place where they play? They play football at Heinz Field. Did you get that one right? Have you ever seen a big yellow arrow or even a smaller yellow arrow out when you were driving? That arrow says Kennywood on it. If you follow the yellow arrows, they'll take you to Kennywood Park. That's the amusement park in Pittsburgh, and there are lots of really fun rides. We're going to visit a couple of them. Do you know what this kind of ride is? It's a roller coaster, and specifically, this is the Thunderbolt roller coaster at Kennywood. I've been on this ride a lot of times, and it's kind of strange. It's really, really scary when I'm on it, but then when I'm finished, I want to get back on right away again. It's so much fun, but scary at the same time. Have you ever seen this ride? It's called the Wave Swinger. It's in a part of Kennywood called Lost Kennywood, and I've never been on it because it seems like I would be too afraid to go on this ride, but do you see how the people are swinging through the air? Scary. Maybe you'll try that someday. I bet if you've been to Kennywood, you've been on this ride. Do you know what it is? It's the merry-go-round, yeah. The favorite part for me is to get on one of the horses that goes up and down. Some of the horses are stationary. They don't move at all. But I like the ones that go up and down and up and down. It's a fun ride. I bet if you've been to Kennywood, you've been to Kittyland. Kittyland's a good place for kids your age because the rides are smaller for younger children. This ride is called the Pittsburgh Plunge, and you get really, really wet on this ride. You go down that ramp in the water and you think you're not going to get wet, and then at the last minute, all of the water crashes down over your head. You are soaked, and you better hope it's a warm day so that you dry quickly. Here's our last stop in Kennywood. It's another roller coaster called the Racer. And it's called the Racer because there are 2 tracks and 2 sets of roller coaster cars, and you race the other people in the other car while you're taking the roller coaster ride. It's really pretty fun. This is the entrance to the Racer. People are waiting in line to get on the ride. Do you recognize where we are now? Yeah, we're at the zoo. I've never been on this climbing thing, but I think that it's a favorite of kids. I'm sure you've been on it if you've been to the zoo. So we're going to go around and take a look at some of the different animals. You have to try to name the animals that we visit, all right? Are you ready? Zookeeper. Looks like this animal's getting ready to jump into the water. Do you know what it's called? It's a bear that's white. It's a polar bear, you're right. We can go underneath and take a look at it from below. Hang on. Right now, we are standing below where the polar bear is swimming. Isn't that cool to be able to stand in this glass tunnel and watch the polar bear? You know what these animals are with their long trunks, right? They're elephants. And if you look really carefully, you can see the giraffe's neck and head popping up from behind the elephants. See that? We can see the giraffes a lot better now, can't we? Looks like this giraffe is trying to give me a kiss on the head. Do you know this animal? It's a gorilla. Do you recognize these sleeping animals? Yeah, they're called lions. And our last stop at the zoo is the tigers. See those black stripes on the orange fur? They're really striking looking animals, I think. Those 2, I think they're having a fun time playing together. You recognize this place? Look at the street sign. Can you read what that says? Sesame Street. I'm on Sesame Street. I'm still on Sesame Street, but now I'm at Mr. Hooper's store. Have you ever seen that store on that show? Do you recognize that clock? Do you know whose clock that is? Daniel Tiger's clock. We're in the neighborhood of Make-Believe from the Mr. Rogers show, and near my head is where the duck-billed platypus family lived. Here's the rest of the neighborhood of Make-Believe. You can see Lady Elaine's museum go round. You can see the tree that X the Owl and Henrietta Pussycat live in. There's Corny Cornflakes Factory. You can see the trolley that we have in the lobby of our school. And you can see King Friday's castle. Do you know where I am now? I'm not quite sure. I think I'm pretty sure. Is it the castle from Frozen? Now where are we? Do you know what city? Washington, D.C. And do you know what that is, that tall, tall building? That's the Washington Monument. It's to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington. You know where we are now? We're in New York City, and that's the Statue of Liberty. She welcomes people to New York. She's in the middle of New York Harbor. Do you know what this is? It's called Mount Rushmore. Somebody carved some presidents' heads out of the side of a mountain made of rock. The presidents are George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Does it kind of look like my head is part of the Washington Monument? That would be pretty cool. I mean, not the Washington Monument, the Mount Rushmore. That would be pretty cool. All right, where am I now? Did you say the beach? Yeah, I'm at the beach in New Zealand. And now do you know where I am? I'm in the mountains. That's a ski lift, and those people are skiing. Do you see the skis on their boots? And they're holding their poles, and it looks like they have helmets on and goggles. The ski lift takes them to the top of the mountain, and they ski down, and then it would be a lot of work to try to walk back up the mountain. So they get on the ski lift, and it takes them back up to try to go down the hill again. Now I'm going to take you to visit some characters you might know. You know these guys, right? Ernie and Bert. Aren't green screens fun? It seems like I'm right in Ernie and Bert's bedroom. This is so cool. I'm so glad I got this. Do you recognize these characters? I'm blocking the view of Christopher Robin. And there's Kanga and Little Roo and Tigger and Winnie the Pooh with Piglet on his head, and he's sitting on Eeyore's back. And the last one in the parade is Rabbit. Do you recognize these characters? That's Mary Poppins and her friend Bert. I love that movie. Now I'm with Woody and Buzz Lightyear. Do you recognize these dogs? 101 Dalmatians, right? Who's this one? Mickey Mouse. You got it. Who's that now? Yeah, it's Spider-Man. And these are the friends from what show? Did you say Paw Patrol? Yep, you guys taught me about Paw Patrol. Do you know this superhero? Superman. See the big S on his chest? S for Superman. And who's this one? Lightning McQueen. That's another one you taught me about. This is our last stop. It's the whole gang from Toy Story, isn't it? I see the potato heads. Lots of fun toys. So it seemed like we were taking a real adventure together, didn't it? That was fun to go to all those different places and see different characters. But really, I was in my kitchen the whole time in front of my new green screen. We'll see where else I can think to go on some other adventures. Will you join me? See you later.